Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you are new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. I am really excited to do this video. I was watching a video by Mel Thompson this morning. It was one that I had missed, and she had participated in a makeup tag, and it was about her favorite one and done shadows, and it got me to thinking about shadows that I would really love to use for a one and done look. So if you want to see which shades I chose, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think, and if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I would love to have you back. All right, let's get started. First of all, y'all, strawberry shock. I can't, okay, but I am. This shade is just phenomenal. Oh my gosh. And let me just move on because that's a whole nother video. So we're talking about one and done eyeshadow shades, and what's kind of ironic about me talking about one and done eyeshadow shades is you probably haven't seen me done any one and done looks probably until today. I actually do have on some eyeshadow. I wanted to do a really light but special shade since I was just filming my Lisa Eldridge lipstick haul. So I just wanted something that was going to go with every shade so that my lipstick could be the hero. I picked out 20 shades, and one of the things that I am really learning is that you don't have to wear a whole lot of eyeshadow to have a spectacular look. When I first started watching YouTube, and when I first, got into playing with eyeshadow, my whole thing was like using as many colors as possible, using as many colors as possible. I was gonna say using as many shades, trying to do cut creases and things like that. And I think that as I continue on in this makeup journey of mine, I am really starting to settle into what I like. Now, that doesn't mean that things can't change back, or I may not feel that way again. And I do like to do some looks with lots of colors. But when it comes to the shimmers especially, and I do like a lot of, indie duochromes and multi-chromes, I'm just learning that those shades, they stand alone. Like if I am reviewing a palette, it is so hard when I use a whole bunch of shimmers and colors to really see the beauty of the shades. And lately, when I have been doing my palette looks, I have been using less shades for the most part. That's really teaching me a huge lesson, especially with the amount of eyeshadows that I have. I think I just felt like, oh my gosh, I need to use all of these colors because I have so much. But I am really starting to enjoy the simplicity and the ease of not using as much. And I do have on a one and done look today. I did include this shade in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I do have 20 shades, and 6 of them are mattes. We are going to go ahead and start with those. Now, this isn't really going to be a demo video. This is going to be more of a swatch video. But as I was going through my collection and trying to pick out these shades, I did kind of play around and put some of the shades on my eye and, try to figure out like, would I just wear this by itself? And I just picked out, like I said, 20. All right, so let's start with the mattes. This matte came from a palette. All of these are singles. If you do want to see some from palettes, I can come back and do another video because there's a ton. So let's start with this single. Now this came from a palette I depotted, and this was from the KKW Beauty Soul Fire palette. This is the shade Crater of Heckla. So this was all like, kind of volcano theme. To me, this is your perfect brown transition shade. Just pop this all over, and it just gives you kind of like that look if you were to take, a bronzer and put it in your crease, kind of like that. Not exactly, but kind of. This is kind of a warmer tone, and there it is. And I just really think that this shade is going to look so nice just by itself. One and done, pop it all over and keep it moving. It just gives you just a little touch of something, and I thought this would be great. Now the rest of my shimmers, I believe, or I'm sorry, the rest of my mattes, I believe are all from Sydney Grace. So let's get into the second shade. This is the shade Red Start by Sydney Grace. And again, this is a brown, but to me, it has just a little more orange to it than the KKW Beauty shade. Like a peachiness to it. I'm putting it on this part of my hand just because I think here it's gonna be a little harder to see just because of my skin tone. So there's Red Start by Sydney Grace and creator of Heckla from KKW Beauty. Again, these are just my types of shades. We see some mattes like this in the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, which I seem to be referring to all the time lately. And they just have my colors, you know? Let's move on to shade number 3. Oh, Harvest by Sydney Grace. Another one of my favorite shades. And I love warm tones. I'm getting into cool tones. I love oranges and reds. So this is the perfect mix. And there's the shade Harvest. And of course, these combined would be beautiful as well. But I could just pop this all over and I would be satisfied with that look. The next shade we're gonna go into is the shade Underworld from Sydney Grace. This one is very special. I'm not sure if you can see, but this one has some sparkles in it. Now, what I can't remember, because I have not done a one and done look with any of these shades except the one I'm wearing, is can you really see them on the eye? So let me show you my finger. And you can just see that shine there, even though this is a matte shade. And I love this because it just has a sheen there and just gives something a little extra with this matte shade, kind of a little bit of texture. The Sydney Grace mattes are phenomenal. I love these. These are more of the brown tones that I picked. And then I picked 2 more from Sydney Grace. So next we have the shade Unpredictable, and this is so beautiful. It is a beautiful mauve shade. If you like those mauvey or rosy tones, just putting this on your eyes all over is going to be a beautiful look. You could take your highlighter and just do an inner corner highlight if you want to. And even with this look that I have on now, I just took my bronzer and just kind of made a little bit of a transition shade with that. And there is Unpredictable. It's very, very pretty. Reminds me of something you might see in like Pat McGrath, Divine Rose, or something like that, or several other Pat palettes. But yeah, this is Unpredictable. And the last matte shadow that I picked is the shade General, and this is another Sydney Grace. This is just like the perfect army green. And if you want to have a deeper look, a smokier look, General is going to be a great shade to pick. If you like grungy looks the way I do, and just using maybe like a deep liner, even one that's like olive that matches, or a deep green, I just think you could just have such a beautiful look with this shade. A smoky look, you know, you can kind of diffuse it out and then maybe put a little more pigment in your outer corner and just build it up that way. So that's the shade General, and these are my one and done matte shadows. So if you like mattes, I think you would be happy with looks with these shades. But I know most of us really like the shimmer. So we are gonna get into that, and I'm really excited to show you the rest of these. Now the first 2 shimmers that I'm gonna start with are actually cream shadows, and these are by the brand Auric. I always talk about my Auric Glow Lust, and these were the 2 holiday shades. So the first one, and these are called Smoke Reflect, and they are a cream powder eyeshadow duo. So you have this powder here that is like really iridescent. feel like this has a little bit of hard pan, but it's a topper, like strictly a topper. I would not wear this by itself. And I do feel like this kind of has a bit of hard pan. It's not really picking up, but it just gives some extra shine. But oftentimes, like if I use this, which isn't very often, I don't even use the topper. And you can, or put that in the inner corner. But the first shade we're looking at is the shade Entice. And always keep your little thing on here so these stay nice, because I've had this since holiday. I've only worn this like once or twice, but it's in great condition. And you can see that Entice is like this beautiful grungy green. I'm gonna swatch all of these shades. Very, very pigmented. And the one thing I like about these is that they really do blend. So you can just put this on using your finger or a brush and then just blend it up in the crease. And it's just a beautiful one and done shade. It's not overly sparkly. So if you don't like a whole bunch of glitz, you're not gonna get that with this shade. And it really does diffuse. Or you can, you know, kind of pack it on and wear it deep. So that's Entice. And I like this. It really has kind of an antique feel to it almost. So I love that one. Now next I have the shade Disrupt. And again, it comes with the powder. And on top, there's kind of this duochrome here that is almost like a little cranberry shimmer. And they have these like glitter particles. Again, I don't really use the topper too much. I have other toppers that I feel like are a bit easier to pick up and use. But you can see this beautiful cranberry red shade. And that was definitely a perfect shade for the holiday. So, and there's Disrupt. So again, I just think these are beautiful. I know some people don't really care for like the red shadow, but I really like it on me. So that's why I picked these colors. And these came out in some other colors as well. There was like a brown, there was, I believe, a rose gold type color. So I think these are cool for one and done looks. Now I will say these are a bit pricey. I think I got these, was there a discount? There might have been like a 10% off or something. I can't remember, but I think you can probably find cream eyeshadows from other brands that you would like just as much. But it's just these tones that I really like for the creams. So I wanted to share those. Now the rest of these are gonna be pressed shadows. So they are from a mix of brands. I have Tammy Tanuka, Glam Shop, Clionadh, and Devinah. Those are the 4 that I have. Oh, and Terra Moons, of course. The first shade that I picked was from Terra Moons, and this is the shade Hot Spiced Cider. Hot Spiced Cider is one of my favorites. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the beauty of this shade. Now, what I love about this shade and why this is a great one and done is because depending on the angle someone is looking at you, you're gonna either see this deep kind of red here, or you're gonna see the gold. So it looks like 2 shadows, you know what I mean? And when I use this shade in conjunction with others, you don't have enough on your eye to, in my opinion, to really see that shift. And so in a way, it will look like you may have an outer corner that's kind of deep browny red. And then on the other part of your lid, you've got this gold. So that's why I really love Hot Spice Cider for a one and done look. Hello. You ate all the chicken tenders. Oh, I'll come. You're so hungry again, but you just had cookies. I'll come out and find some. Hey, did you eat lunch at school today?
Yes.
I'm just asking. I'm not mad. What did you eat?
Chicken.
And you want more chicken what?
Drums.
Chicken drums?
Yes.
What's a chicken drum? No. Come here. What did you have?
Chicken drums.
Chicken drums?
Yes.
Like drums, like a drumstick?
Yes.
It was like one big drumstick?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, close the door. I'm gonna come out and get you some. Hey, do you want some taco meat? I knew it. All right, bye.
Yucky.
Okay.
I want my pizza.
We're out of pizza. I'll find you something though. Give me 5 minutes. You ate the chicken bites. So here's the thing, we're getting a new refrigerator and I'm just not trying to get a whole bunch of stuff right now. He's eating, I can't. He's out there fussing. I'm gonna go out there and get him something, but I don't know if he's going to be pleased. All right, let's move on to another Terra Moon shade that I think is gorgeous for a one and done look. This is the shade Veil Nebula. Y'all, oh my God. Terra Moon, I am always one click away from buying Terra Moons. Like, I'm really trying to hold out until Black Friday, and somebody messaged me like, hey, did you get the new singles? I'm like, no. Okay, look at Veil Nebula. So I'm just saying, you know, putting it across the span of your eye is gonna give you this sparkly. Yes, you may have some goldfish. We don't have any bags, so get a, oh, my man. There you go. Good job, Marky. Way to go. Can you close the door? Thank you. My kids, they're starting to be a little more, well, Marky is starting to be a little more self-sufficient. I cannot speak for the other child. So anyway, look at the beautiful shift here in the shade. So as I was saying, you take it across your whole lid and you have just something so gorgeous. I just can't. Like, the sparkles in these shades are just so good. Just bronzer and one of these, perfect one and done. Now, let me see if I have any more here from Terra Moons. That, I think that's actually it. So let's move on to the third, or actually fifth one. This is from Devinah. This is an Aurora Flare. This is Chromosphere. So beautiful. Look at that shift from the gold kind of to that green. Yes, look at that. And you can see there's like a, almost looking like a reddish orange here. So just imagine that across your eyes. Like, we don't, and that's why I don't need to really buy any more singles, because I'm like, I really need to play with these as one and done eye looks. Oh, I love that. There's another one. I think is it Thermosphere? No, it's another one that's kind of like this mustardy type shade. Let's move on. One shade I have from Tammy Tanuka. This is actually some friend mail from my friend Amanda. So Amanda, thank you. This is the shade I'm wearing now, and I'm gonna try to zoom in so you can see it. This is the shade 036. And I don't know if you can see it now. This is a duochrome, but it is very, very light. And the shift might not be as evident, but it's, I don't know what you call this. It's almost like a champagne, but then you have this rose gold in it as well. And I think it's a really neat shade to put all over your lid. Yes, do y'all see it? So right here, there's like a rose gold and a champagne. And let me see if you can see it on my eyes. Let's see. You might not. Like I said, this is one of the more subtle ones, but if you just want to put on something and go and just not, you know, really be doing too much, I love this shade. It is just, it's like a little dainty shade, if that makes any sense. And I used it with like a cranberry liner. And I think, see, for me wearing Strawberry Shock, I think it looks really good because I don't want like a crazy shade on my eyes while I'm wearing Strawberry Shock. I want people to see Strawberry Shock, and that's all I want people to see. You don't need to see my eyes. You don't need to see anything else. Like, this is what I want to be the emphasis in my eye look. And I know some people can pull off like bold eyes and bold lips, but that's just not my style. So I really like this shade for a one and done look, especially if you're going to put on a bold lipstick or a bold blush, because to me, I feel like I look like a clown if I have on too many bold things, and that's just how I feel personally. So Yeah, I thought that one was great. I did pick out one stained glass, and there's so many stained glass shades. I mean, you can use any eyeshadow for a one and done. You know what I mean? Any shadow can go. But I just think certain shadows are gonna have more impact than others. And this is this is Forge. I have Vermilion too, which is another really good one. But let's just go ahead with Forge today. And you see Forge, I can see green. There's like kind of this red. I see a little bronze. This is a beautiful stained glass shade. There it is. And look at all of that. And see, you're not gonna see all of this if you only have like this much of this shade on your eyes. So I love this. This is a beautiful, just fiery shade. And I see at least 3 colors, at least, in the shade Forge. So I love this. Now I think all of the rest of, oh no, we have 2 Glam shops. So I'll end with Glam shop. Let's just continue on with Clionadh. The rest of the Clionadh shadows are, I'm gonna say just their circle shadows, but no, not just. They are excellent. This is the shade Shani. I think this is from, they had this like neutrals bundle, and I believe I have maybe 3 of them from that bundle in this video, for this video. Now I love this. This is kind of like this antique kind of brown, and there are sparkles in this one that are really beautiful, like silver sparkles. I think this is just so gorgeous, just putting it up in the crease, all over the lid, just all over. Beautiful. When you really get up on this shade, I'm hoping that you can see those beautiful sparkles. It's more than like a foil metallic. I have this shade Nic No.1, also by Clionadh, and this here is a purple that's also got some sparkles in it as well. I feel like the ones in Shiny are a bit more contrasting, but this one is gorgeous too. So if you like purple, this is just a beautiful purple. It's not too it's not too bold for me. You know, I love this. All over the eye, diffuse it out. It is gonna be so pretty. This is one of my favorite shades. This is the shade Britt, also from the Neutrals bundle. And you can see I've got some other shadow on there. Now this one is a purple as well. And I'm gonna put it next to Nic No.1, and you'll see the difference in that. To me, this is more like, it's really cool. It's purple, it's got some different colored sparkles in here, and to me it's more of like a grungier purple, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Ooh, I just love all these sparkles. All right, let's move on. The next shade I have is the shade Lenny from Clionadh, and Lenny is a beautiful rose gold, and it's rose gold. Yes, kind of got a little bit of silver. Put it here. Sorry, that was kind of not the greatest swatch, but again, for a shade where you're gonna, for a look where you're gonna have a bold lip, I just think this would really complement that bold lip so nicely, because it's not, it's gonna stand out, but it's not gonna overpower your lipstick. Whereas some of these, like, you want these to be the hero, you know, not this one, but you want these to stand out and be what people see. So for me, I might use a lighter lipstick or something, not Strawberry Shock, but something else. And like with Forge is definitely like a showstopper eyeshadow. We have 3 more shades that I'm gonna showcase today, and I feel like I could do a part 2. This is the shade Karat from Clionadh. You can see it's just a beautiful gold, but it's not your yellow gold. It's more of a, I don't know, antique maybe. There's Karat. I think Karat all over the lid gives you like that bronze goddess look. I think you could do it with a bold lip. Yes, Karat is such a beautiful shade. And then we have our 2 Glam Shop shades. So the first one I have is called Frozen Brown, and that's this shade here. It's a very cool kind of taupey color, and it's frozen brown, but it looks like it's got some gray in there as well. And I love this. Oh my gosh. Like putting this with your bronzer, or, I mean, I know we said one and done, but like the shade General, the Army Green, like these two together. Yes, that's gonna give you like a nice little smoky situation. Eyeshadow on me. All right, and last but not least, and I really want to go find this other Devinah shade because I like Chromosphere, but Chromosphere isn't really the one that I was thinking about. It's another one. I'm gonna have to find that. But last but not least, we have Pink Kiwi from Glam Shop. Pink Kiwi is a really, really unique shade because, I mean, it's the perfect name. It's pink and it's green. It's both. And I don't know if the shift is as evident. It looks kind of dull, to be honest with you. But that's what kind of makes it special, because then when you kind of get up on Pink Kiwi, it's neat because you're gonna really see both colors, but it's not sparkly at all. And there's Pink Kiwi. So you can hopefully see both colors there. And there it is. So I love this shift because it's not as shiny and as out there. This is like, to me, subtle but really evident. So I think Pink Kiwi is a great shade. I have covered all of the shades that I chose for this video, but I am gonna grab, see if I can find that Devinah shade really fast. So the shade that I meant to grab from Devinah is the shade Hemisphere. This is the one that I meant to grab. And it's this shade, and it's so unique. Like, look at that. So you see the green, you see kind of like a pinky, kind of taupey flip here. I think this is probably one of my favorite Aurora Flares. Yeah, this is the one. We can leave Chromosphere on here though. But there's this shade right there. This is one of the most beautiful shades. Like, look at that. So yeah, I really wanted to share that one. I think this is the one. It's hard with the Aurora Flares because they are just so deceiving. But yeah, no, this is the one, Hemisphere. Yes, this is it. Okay, well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to showcase some of these eyeshadow singles and give them some love because they do get neglected in my collection. But I'm gonna tell you, like, some of my favorite eyeshadow looks that I've created this year, like, have been the ones that I've taken, like my Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette and popped on a Terra Moon shade. You know, just really creative but easy, simple looks. And you know, it's funny because most of my eye looks I film before I go to work, and I am picking like some really, really complicated looks to be doing before I go to work, and they're not necessarily the looks that I would really be creating for work, if that makes sense. Not because they're too out there, but because I'm trying to showcase a palette and use as many shades as possible. And maybe I'm gonna stop that because those are not the looks that I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying the simplicity. And that is one of the things that I need more of in my life. And when it comes to makeup, it's no different. I am looking for a softer and more simple life, you know? Sometimes less is more. Oftentimes less is more, and I'm learning that with this extraordinary eyeshadow collection that I have, that I'm trying to somehow condense. And I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I know what I see kind of where I'm going, and so I'm hoping that that's going to help me make some better purchasing decisions in the future, and hopefully it will help you too. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me today for this one and done eyeshadow showcase. Again, if you want to see some one and done shades that I like in palettes, let me know because I have plenty of palettes. So I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. So until I see you again, make sure that you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.